Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're wondering why I'm covering my head, it's because the way that my hair looks right now. I washed it, but I was on call with my friends, so it started to dry a little bit. But yeah, by the end of this video, I'm trying the new Bounce Curl brush because I had the old one for so long, but I like I was not liking also, if you notice the things on my ears, I was just sick and tired of my hair getting caught in my piercing, so I looked up like ear covers and they exist, little covers for your ears so you don't get like hair stuck in your piercings. And I was like, sweet. So I just half-ass washed my hair because I did not have the energy to fully wash my hair. I just had a week of field hockey. Or actually, it really was not that deep. I had like 3-hour field hockey practices, but only 3 days this week because Monday was my last day of school. And then I missed it today, which was Friday, which was the last day because um since it's summer, the UV is going up, and the UV is not even that high, but I burn so badly, so easily. Um, and my mom was like, I was like, would I be able to skip Friday? Is that okay with you? She was like, because I didn't really want to go today, because today was gonna be like a different like day for some reason, and she was like, ah, sorry, I just got like a really sudden like intense pain in my side. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh, oh my god, I feel like I just got stabbed. Holy. Okay, I think it's gone. That was so random. I don't know if I've ever had that feeling before ever. Um, but yeah, it was like a different type of day, and I didn't really want to like go to that last like thing. Um, let's begin. I'm gonna have to kind of like re-wet each section. I might move this a little sideways. Okay. It was only like 3 hours a day, but I was burning really easily, and not next Monday, but the Monday after, I'm going to Turks and Caicos, which I might vlog honestly. Because I can. So you guys would get to see that. Um, and the UV there's obviously going to be significantly higher, and I don't want to show up already red. But yeah, no, my mom and my friend Emma that I was at field hockey with were both like, "Oh, you look so tan." I was like, "Please do not let it fool you." Like sometimes, like they're like, "Oh, you got so tan." I was like, "Don't let it fool you. It's not a tan." And the worst part is, I was wearing a combination, like a mixture of 50 SPF and 70 SPF. How easily do you burn? Easily. Too easily. So I'm really scared for Turks and Caicos, but I'll have fun there. But yeah, if you don't know, like they Bounce Curl, the one that made these like super popular like definition and volume brushes that like just about everybody uses, I feel like, did come out with a new one that has like this type of bristles. They don't have all the like, you know what? I have the old one actually right next to me, so I'll show you. This was the old volume one. They don't actually have a new volume one. This is the Flex. I don't know what this one's called actually. Oh wait, Slick Dense Define Edge Lift. And then this was the Bounce Curl Volume Edge Lift. They don't have a new volume one, but I have seen people who like volume in their hair getting really good results from this one. And it just has like a lot less tension and stuff, so I'm gonna be trying this one. Ugh, getting down to business. I'll just like be giving like story times of like all of my story times from sports. I played a lot of different sports growing up, except I only have story times from like the two main sports I played, which are field hockey and lacrosse. But growing up, I did field hockey, lacrosse. I did some type of running program. I don't know if it was track or what, but I am doing track again starting late this year because it's winter and spring. And finally quitting lacrosse. I'm trying out for the field hockey team too, but because there's so many people trying out this year, apparently they're probably gonna have to make cuts. Which part of me is really worried, but part of me realizes I'm pretty sure with some people there's a big difference in like skill level. So think I think I'm in the clear. I think I'll do well, but I need to start like practicing like my like running and stuff because I'm a sprinter, but I can't run long distance for the life of me, and you need a under 8 minute mile, which I heard isn't super hard, but like it's not like the easiest thing in the world. But right now I'm just kind of brushing in like sun in the tone enhancer because I'm tired of being told that I have yellow hair. Guys, it's blonde. And my keratin obsessed spray and my coconut water spray. And then I think I'm gonna avoid using this one on the bottom section. This is like the nichest curl cream in the world, but I used to use it in my old routine and my hair looked so cute back then. Like I'll put a picture like right here, or I'll put a couple pictures because like it would make my hair look so good. And I realized one day that I just stopped using it and I don't know why. And then I tried like mousse only styling for the first time the other day and it also looked good. So I'm gonna use a mixture of mousse, that curl cream, and a bit of like the Big Papa. A little bit more than I had intended to put onto my hands, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god, what do I do with the extra? Can I like wipe it off and like put it on something? Because I don't want to waste this. What am I doing? Can I just put it on my desk? You know what? I'm putting it on the packaging for the new brush that I got. My nails keep hitting the sunburn on my neck and it's not comfortable at all. I'm really excited for the new brush. And then I'm just using a bit of the Big Papa and scrunching it in. Also, I don't know if I had mentioned it in my graduation video, but in my school field trip vlog, I had mentioned how the boat got like flooded. So a quick follow-up on that whole situation. Oh, the big reveal. I'll like show a comparison with my old one first. My bottom section of hair is an awful example because sometimes it tries to be like wavy and I'm like, I hate to break it to you, but the rest of my hair is 3C, so you're gonna match. So that's with the old one. Wait, why am I brushing sideways? I know it's probably not going to be like a phenomenal difference, but I think in the end it'll make a difference. Plus, again, this is supposed to be much lighter tension. Ooh, wait a minute. I see. I can see clearly now. There is a difference. Okay. But yeah, so basically the boat that we went on, the boat in general was a $50,000 boat. The flooding flooded the kitchen, which had pre-prepared food for, I believe, a wedding or something like that was supposed to happen that night. Food alone was $5,000. The boat, I don't know how far the damages are in terms of how much it's going to cost to repair it, but I do know that it'll take 5 months to fix, and that my school and the other school that were there are, as far as I'm aware, and until further notice, banned from the boat. So sorry to the class next year, y'all are not getting that field trip. Boys ended up getting like field day though, and graduation. I don't know if the guys from the other school did too, I think. And I don't think they ever found out who did it, but oh well, I guess. But anyways, sports story times. And the other sports that I played growing up. I played soccer as well, which I feel like was a default sport. I feel like everyone did. I did competitive gymnastics for not a super long time, but for some amount of time. I actually don't really remember that well. I quit private gymnastics. I quit competitive gymnastics, but I did private gymnastics for a little while longer. Then eventually I just kind of quit that too. Um, I did fencing for a very short amount of time. Wasn't a fan of that. I did basketball too growing up. I did a tiny bit of Muay Thai as well, which is a form of martial arts. Um, oh, it's giving. Why are we dry? Um, I've done surfing, not like competitively, especially because surfing isn't a big sport in the fucking New England. But I did do surfing. I surfed mostly out in California and a little bit at the ocean here, but water here is not great for surfing or beach days in general. Like, I'm sorry, I love living here, but let's go to the beach. And it's super windy and the water is negative 10 degrees. Like, there's either no waves or it's really stormy out and the waves are like trying to drown you for some reason. I still actually own a surfboard. It's in my basement. And here's been wet to some extent. I did other sports. I'm trying to like rack my brain. I dabbled in archery, but was never a huge fan of it just because I was never very good at it. I did swimming. I did not a sport, but I was a god at Gaga Ball when I was a wee little lad. Last time I played Gaga Ball was 2024, and I still was like making it to the finals every round that I played. But no, yeah, I was just really good at Gaga Ball growing up too. I mentioned Gaga Ball recently around like a younger child, and they're like, "What's that?" I was like, "Do people not know that game anymore?" Gaga Ball. If I ever go to a summer camp, they better have a Gaga Ball pit. You need to have that at a summer camp. I don't care. My kids will be learning that game. Um, why are we knotted? We use like this much curl cream because it's very light, so it's very easy to like go overboard with how much you use. But at the same time, you don't want to go underboard because again, it's very light. What is happening outside of my bedroom right now? I can't think of the others that I played at this exact moment. But oh wait, there's the okay, it like evaporated 90%. So I'm just gonna scrunch that in and then put some more on my hand. I played some others, but I'll cross that bridge when I get there. And that bridge is the bridge of memory because I forget them at the moment. Um, I love that I'm able to cut videos because they're so long, like chunks of like dead silence. Okay, but so sports story times. So I'll start off with field hockey because I like field hockey better, but I didn't play it for as long as lacrosse. Field hockey I've only played for 4 years now. But starting off strong, I feel like sometimes when you find a sport that you're like really good at, you usually like know right off the bat that like this is like your sport. Because my first field hockey game ever was when we didn't play on like full fields yet, which meant that I could still play like positions like midfield because that wasn't as much running, which I can't anymore, but that's fine because I'm good at defense. But that first game ever, my team won 11-5, and I scored 6 goals. And then I remember 7th grade, we were warming up for a game, and um, this girl that I used to be friends with, who I finally cut off the other day because I just couldn't stand her for the longest time. She was just so annoying. She was so rude. She was so insensitive. I just couldn't stand her. And I finally cut her off, and she started arguing with me. I was like, "Girl, I actually can't with you." But we were warming up for a game, and we both played defense and we were practicing like sweeps and like hitting the ball like really hard. And I was sitting down. I forget why. I think I was like taking like a quick pause for some reason. And um, she had went to practice like swinging the ball really hard, and the ball was near my foot. And I was like, we were laughing about something. And when I laughed, I leaned backwards, and one of my legs like went up as I was leaning backwards, and it went right in the path of her stick. And if you don't know this, field hockey sticks are very hard and they hurt really bad when you get hit by one, which was exactly what happened to me in that moment. And field hockey, like shin guard things, have small pieces on the side that are supposed to protect like your ankles. However, my shin guard in that moment was actually twisted, so it was slightly sideways. So that cover was not actually covering anything, and my ankle was exposed and out. This is why we keep our ankles protected, guys. Um, and yeah, it swung really hard and hit me right directly on my ankle bone. Ow! Must just be the wind. And I swear on everything, I heard a really loud crack that she also heard, and I was like, it didn't feel great. It was really uncomfortable. And then I had to be out for the game, and I had to like ice my foot, and it just hurt so bad. Or I iced my ankle, I guess. It hurt so bad. And after the game, I had assumed that my mom had like obviously noticed that I was not on the field, and would be like, "Oh, are you okay? Blah 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 blah. What happened?" And I like told her what happened. She got mad at me. To this day I don't know why. I said, "Can I go to urgent care because both of my or like a doctor or something, as both of my coaches recommended, because obviously whatever happened, the extent of it was not good." And she got even madder at me and was like, "You don't need to go to a doctor, blah 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 blah." And I was like, "Okay." And then she took me to Walgreens, made me walk around the store with her, and bought me a Walgreens ankle brace that I had to wear for like over a month. Because I didn't go to the doctor's, I didn't have a doctor's note, so I didn't get to sit out during gym class. And it actually hurt so bad. It was horrible. And my gym teachers, because they hate me, took zero pity on me whatsoever. Um and would yell at me to run faster. I was like, "Can you guys fuck off and die? Like, thanks." Um yeah, it was really uncomfortable. And I never figured out what happened to it, but yeah, for like a solid year afterwards, every once in a while it would still just like kind of flare up in pain or like sometimes struggle to like move correctly. Um and so there was that. I also don't have too many field hockey story times because I feel like my lacrosse games are typically more eventful for whatever reason. I did, however, during my 7th grade year, my field hockey goalie, I couldn't stand the girl. She was so annoying. So I played defense, right? And she was way taller than me. Like, I know damn well you can see over my head. And during games, she would tell me to move out of the way so that she could see the ball. Like, what? Like, I wouldn't stand right in front of her either. I'd be multiple feet in front of her and often slightly to the left or the right. And again, she could easily see over my head. Like, she was like at least 7 inches taller than me. She was tall. So I was like, "Girl, I guess." So I'd move out of the way. We'd get scored on because she would tell all the defenders to like move away. So we'd all move and then we'd get scored on. So we lost a lot in 7th grade. And she would yell at us afterwards. She'd be like, "Oh, why didn't you guys do something? Why didn't you play defense? Blah, 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 blah." I was like, "Girl, shut up." But my 8th grade goalie made up for it. She was really, really good. I did have a field hockey game. I think it was like my first game of the season in 8th grade where um there was like a penalty or something, I don't know. And a girl on my team like had the ball and she went to hit it and some random girl from the other team got right in the way last millisecond. The ball hit her stick, and she had her stick angled, and it was a really hard hit because it was meant to go really far. And then again, this girl like stepped into the way the second the girl on my team had like hit the ball with her stick. So the ball went flying at this girl, and it hit her stick that like she had angled for. I actually don't know if she knew she had it angled, and probably not because it was angled directly at her face. So the ball hit the stick at like rapid speed and flew up and hit her in the face. And I had never seen a girl overreact like that, because initially I had thought, holy shit, because like field hockey balls are also really hard, and I was like, oh my god, like yikes. um Never seen a girl get hit in the face during field hockey. I ended up getting hit in the face a solid 5 minutes later, but we're not going to talk about that. The inside of my lip was a little swollen, but besides that, I was fine. I just had to make sure my lower teeth weren't rearranged because it kind of felt like they were. But no, I was fine. And this girl, bro, she like grabbed her face. Her friend was like helping her walk off the field, and she ended up being like literally fine. So like I don't know how she also. Don't ask me why she needed help walking off the field after getting hit in like the mouth, like nose area, because like girl, I don't know either. I don't know either. But that is, and then actually during one of my games in field hockey, it was my game against Billerica, which does not sound like a Massachusetts town at all in my opinion. There was, I don't know, that other team was so like, I can't grip the bottle, fuck. They were a unique bunch, that one. And I had gotten, someone stepped on my foot. I was like, oh, ow. And then this had to have been on purpose. Field hockey is a sport played with a ball on the ground and hit with a stick. So how do you hit me in the shoulder? I don't know. And then it was either that, me getting stepped on, or something else that was so obvious and so aggressive that like I had like 3 teammates ask me like, are you okay? I was like, I'm fine, but that was really random and I don't even know how that happened. But I'm pretty sure like this was like all within like a couple seconds too. I was like, literally, why am I getting gained up on? Like, why am I being hated on? um that game, the Billerica team that we were against was so annoying. Like I don't know what the problem is. One of them wouldn't stop like shoving other players. I don't know why. Like literally there was the ref had blown a whistle and I forget why. And then he had to interrupt himself at one point and turned to one of the girls on the Billerica team and said, can you guys stop touching each other? Like not in like a weird way, obviously, because this Billerica girl was like actively shoving a girl on my team. Like she kept shoving her during the game, which the ref had to blow the whistles on a few times. But like the girl on my team was standing perfectly still, and this girl was still fucking shoving her. But oh, hey. Yeah, I don't know what the Billerica team's problem was. I remember feeling so bad for my goalie that game because it was hot as balls that day. And onto my lacrosse story times, because wait, no, I have one more. My last field hockey game of the season, I remember we were doing shuttles, and I'm not going to explain a shuttle. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But it's a drill that you can play in like a ton of different sports. And we were doing shuttles, and I had just gone, and I was at the back of the line, and this lady that I assume might have been one of the coaches on the other team. However, I'm not sure, and why she was there, I don't know, because this was a game, and obviously the other team from my town was not there. They didn't play before us, they didn't play after us, so I don't know why this lady was there. I'm assuming she was a coach. I don't know if that's true. But I had just gone, and I went to the back of the line. She goes, oh, Alex, like turn around again. And I was like, sorry. So I just like turned around because I was like, okay, like I'm not sure like what's happening, but oh well. I turn around, like the unsuspecting little lad I am, winds up, smacks my posterior. I was like, hello? Like, actually, what was that for? What could possibly have been like the purpose of doing that? So I whip around at like the speed of light, like any normal person would. And I stared at her. I was like, hello? And she like looks around. She's like, there was a bee on you. I was like what? And she was like, they're really endangered, like this time of year. I was like, you could have told me, by the way. She was like, and then like I think was all she got out before she like walked away. I was like, did anybody else see that just now? But moving on to lacrosse. Okay, so this is while I'm editing the video. I just remembered there was a time that I was at a lacrosse game. This is my first one of 7th grade. And I was like kind of on a roll. I was doing really well, and some girl from the other team, she had some one-sided problem with me. I don't know what it was all for, but she stepped on my toes like in her cleats and then pushed her foot down and then like twisted it, and like it hurt so bad. I was like, hello, and then she like ran off, and I was like, what was that for? Drilled her cleats into my toes for no good reason, and my toes hurt really bad. I had one game last year that was actually like so, I don't know why, but casualty after casualty kept occurring during that game. It was like, I don't know, it just kept going wrong over and over. I got onto the topic of concussions like right after this little portion, and then forgot the story time that I was about to explain relating to concussion. But basically, there was a girl on my team that had just gotten off of concussion watch. Like literally, like our game was on Sunday. Saturday, she got off concussion, like, or protocol, I guess, because she had a confirmed concussion that happened at practice like a few weeks earlier. But she was like cleared the day before a game to go and like play, and for some reason they made her take the draw at the beginning of the game, and I was like, I get that she got cleared to play, but I feel like that's like, you didn't need to do that. And the girl on the other team, I don't know what her issue was, and I think I don't even remember what team this was. It might have been Stoneham. But the girl like shoved that girl on my team, like, and again, she had just gotten off like the concussion like thingy, and the girl on my team, and like I don't know how it happened, but they had also collided with 2 other girls, again, one from their team, one from mine, and 3 of them ended up on the ground. The girl from the other team that ended up on the ground got up super fast. The other girl on my team got up pretty quickly, and then the girl on my team who had just gotten off concussion watch was like not really getting up, and I was like, I was looking around, I was like, guys, this, like, hello? And I just realized I say that word a lot, sorry, but it took her like 30 seconds to like start standing up, and she started getting up, and she was like wobbling really bad. She was like kind of like swaying a bit, and I was like, oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking making her take the draw. So we wear mouth guards for a reason, but I always have thought that lacrosse should be like a helmet sport, and I think they're making helmets required finally, but in like 2028 or something. I don't know why they're waiting so long, but I think as of right now, lacrosse is one of the like highest like female sport or whatever it's called concussion rate, because it literally, like, we don't have helmets. We play with the guys get helmets. We play with the same balls, the same type of like lacrosse ball that the guys play with, and we just don't get like. Did I use this curl cream in this section? I'm just now realizing I don't remember if I did or not. Well, we'll see when it dries. But like I just remembered, I think that year alone, I think I know like 4 people who got concussed from just lacrosse. I know so many people who have just gotten hit in the head and been on like concussion watch and stuff. Some girl at like one of my games, I think I mentioned this in one of my videos because I recorded it, I think right after that game, had whacked me in the head with her stick, and I already had a thundering headache, so I actually was completely unaware that I'd been hit in the head until people were like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was like, "What just happened, dude? Why'd I get the whistle blown on me?" And my friend, like the goalie, she was like, "Cause you got hit, cause some girl like whacked you in the head." I was like, "Is this a canon event? Chat, when did this happen?" She was like, "Literally 5 seconds ago. Did you not feel yourself duck down?" I was like, "I did. I just didn't know I got hit in the fucking like skull." Um, but yeah, so I was completely unaware. And I remember that game that had like so many casualties my 7th grade year. Um, one girl on my team was, I remember she was running, and like this was, I was off the field when this happened because I was like, I had just been subbed out, and I was like, oh fuck, I was watching the game, and she was running, and all of a sudden she just like stopped running, and I was like, what just happened? And she kind of like hunched over a little like awkwardly, and I was like, what's going on, guys? And um one of her legs like kind of bent weirdly, and oh my god, this was so much. I'm just gonna do that. And she had made the T, like the time. So the ref like pauses the game. She's like, all right, like time. Um and um they were like, oh okay, like blah blah, like everybody like take a knee, and we were like, hello, what is happening? So I don't care if I put too much product in my bangs because that usually just means that they'll come out a bit more defined. And I don't have like bangs anymore, but they're still like kind of there. Do you know what I mean? The ref was like, everyone was taking a knee. It was taking a really long time. I was like, something is definitely really wrong because we've been sitting here like taking a knee for a long time. Like it was so long, people started like getting up, and that like they had enough time that like the other like players on both teams ended up getting up and forming a circle and like just talking about like game plans and stuff because we were like taking a knee for so long. And then eventually I only had 2 coaches that year, and one of them just never showed up to games, the other never showed up to practices. I don't know why. um and we fuck, what am I saying? They had to get the coach on my team and the coach from the other team, who at one point actually almost got either a yellow or a red card or whatever from the ref because he was like being like a bitch and stuff. I don't know. And him and the coach on my team had to carry that girl off the field, and eventually she had to leave. And I texted her later. I was like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" Like blah blah. Um, so that girl broke her hip. Um, and then during that same game, another girl on the other team, I think, broke her finger. Another girl on my team got hit in the mouth, and she had one of those super thick mouth guards for like people with braces, and she got hit so hard that like through the like wall that like braces literally like that mouth guards literally make to protect your mouth. It had hit her so hard that it knocked the wire like something, it like it hit her braces, and then it like dislodged the wire or something like that, and then the wire like cut her gums and her mouth started like bleeding. It was so bad, and that was the only game that like the goalie on my team like missed. And our like the sub for her, the girl that like went in her place at one point, like nobody was open for her to pass the ball to, and she had to run down the field, and this girl on the other team started trying to like block her. And I think that girl played basketball, and she did some fancy shit with her feet, and the other girl fell and like ate shit. It was kind of funny though. And then so that was that game. It was really interesting, and we won at like the last millisecond. Then I'll be back with a few more after I'm done diffusing my hair and all that, and you'll see the results of this. Okay, so right now I'm going to just do my hair oil, but this part I just put like, I just do a little tiny bit. because I don't want too much to like weigh down my hair. I start putting him doing it like this. I think that's like the pair hands method. And then I like scrunch it in, and then I just separate like the really big curls that definitely need to get separated, but not like I don't get down to like the nitty gritty, just the ones that stand out like a lot. And I'm like, ooh. Trying so hard to be different for like literally what? Go to my room and then I just like pick it out a tiny bit with a pick. I hope my phone doesn't slip when I put it here. I switched the case and it is a little bit more slippery and slidey. Do it upside down first. Hey, oh, hey. Oh, I'll explain how I diffuse my hair right now because I feel like diffusing how you dry your hair also plays a very big part in how it turns out in the end. So I start off by diffusing it upside down. I kind of hover over my hair and I do this part on hot. My diffuser has 3 settings. It's like hot, medium, and cold. And then I kind of hover over my hair for like, I don't know, maybe like 30 seconds. And then I start diffusing the roots, just like, again, like upside down. And then after a bit of time, I'll like flip it to the side and diffuse one side, then diffuse the other. And then just to make sure of diffusing like my roots from different angles and different sides and stuff for 5 minutes. And I do it on higher heat just to kind of help activate the sun a bit more. And then I flip it over and go upside down one more time with like the pick. After that, I lay on my stomach on the side of my bed for the sake of convenience, and diffuse it upside down on medium for 15 minutes because cold sometimes takes too long, and I don't want to heat damage diffusing it under hot. Some people say it's better to diffuse on cold. Sometimes some people say it's better to diffuse on hot. So I just diffuse it on in between, and then again I'll like I'll do like the oil, pick out my hair. And then what I'm gonna do now is I put it in a very loose puff with a silk or satin scrunchie, diffuse it upside down like that for 3 minutes on cool, just to kind of like set it. And also because I just put oil in my hair, and I saw a girl saying that's basically the equivalent of frying your hair, and I was like, that actually does kind of make sense, kind of is. So I do it on cool, so it's more so kind of like setting it rather than like frying it. And then once the 3 minutes is up, I'll take it down. I'll like diffuse it from a different angle. I'll like flip to the side, diffuse it, other side, diffuse it. Then eventually I take the diffusing setting off and just kind of blow dry like the roots, hit it from different angles, um, with like a normal blow dryer just to kind of fluff it up and give it more volume. And then I'll be back after that. My fucking phone just fell and everything is falling off. I like my new phone case though. Don't mind that. My Alpha just came out. Like, she's cute. Actually, it's not my old phone, my new phone case. It's actually my first one. I just like switched it back to this one. I just finished with all that. I'm gonna put my phone up. Hopefully it doesn't knock everything off of the little spot that I put my phone. Again. So right now what I do is I just go in, I reset. Sometimes the curls like to reclump. And sometimes they clump together if they weren't already during that whole part. So I just go through again. Again, not thoroughly, because I find that when I do it too thoroughly, sometimes it causes like my hair to end up looking stringy a few days in, because as it naturally frizzes out when the curls are already too separated, they're already so thin. So when like pieces of hair like start to frizz out from it, it begins to look like kind of stringy, which I don't want. And to nobody's surprise, my phone camera quality, as good as it is making my hair look yellowy. I promise I'm lighter blonde in real life. Because I did notice when I did have consistently good hair days, the only part that really bothers me about the photos is that I never heard of like separating my curls at the time. So like my curls, especially my bangs, would always like be so badly like pieced together. Wait. Ooh, wait. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. This phone, I usually have it propped right there, but like I don't know how much I trust my phone to stay right there. Wait. Guys, did I just crack the code? Oh, wait, it looks so fluffy. Wait, I love it. Wait, holy shit. My phone camera makes it look really awkward. It looks like it's like kind of puffy up here and then awkwardly defined down here. I promise in real life it's not that like awkward on top and it's not that like defined on the bottom. It is a little bit more on the bottom than the top though. For what reason, I actually have no clue because I did put product in the top. So what I'm gonna do is this trick that I always do actually, where because I had a habit for a long time of accidentally putting in a little too much product, and then I just don't like how like crunchy it makes my hair look and feel, even if it is only day one. If you take a dry shampoo, where's mine, and just spray it like on those spots, it kind of like eliminates the like crunchiness that you don't want. If we, I almost just sent something flying off my desk. You couldn't tell by that like long ass like montage of me looking at my hair in the bathroom. I love how it came out and picnics. I'm seeing if I get even more. It's already voluminous, it's already fluffy, and it's freshly styled. My pick just got caught in my hair for a second. Oh my god. I'm tweaking. My hair's never looked this good, I don't think. In my bangs, hello? These little like side front pieces. Okay. Thanks for watching. I'm probably gonna stuff my hair in a bonnet so I can A, lay in bed and do nothing, and B, stop touching it so I don't like fuck it up. And yeah, reviews on the new Bounce Curl brush. 29,000 out of 10. My hair looks so good. The second I hit the stop button on my phone, it fell forward and knocked everything off my desk again.